The 3 biggest mistakes people make with a walker. Hi, my name is Doug. I've been a physical therapist for 30 years, and I specialize in helping people with balance problems learn to walk again. In this video, I'm going to show you the 3 biggest mistakes I see people make who use walkers. Before I tell you that, I know that most people don't want to use a walker, but this video is directed at anyone who needs to use a walker to walk. The first mistake is that people try to walk inside the walker. I've seen physical therapists and doctors tell patients this all the time, and it's wrong. Walkers are not designed to walk inside of. When you stand inside the walker, you're simply standing too close to the front bar. It's going to make you feel like you're going to fall backward, and it doesn't protect you. A walker has 4 points of contact. It can have 2 wheels in the front or 4 wheels, but it basically has 4 connections to the ground. What that does is it improves your balance, because when you walk, you have to lift 1 foot off the ground, which means you only have 1 foot on the ground, which is just 1 point of contact. Having that 1 foot on the ground plus the walker's 4 points means that any time that you're walking, when you use a walker, you have 5 things connecting to the ground. The last thing you want to do is make those points of contact be unstable. If you stand inside of the walker, then your whole center of balance is going to actually be behind you, which is going to make you fall backward very easily. And if you fall backward, the way a walker is designed, it doesn't have anything behind you, so you're very likely to fall backwards. The correct way to use a walker is to lean slightly forward. So you want the walker in front of you, and you want to be leaning slightly forward. So when you step, you put your foot between the back 2 feet of the walker, but you don't step inside the walker, and you don't keep the walker around you as you walk. That's completely the wrong way to do it. It's not the way the walker is designed. You're much, much more stable when your walker is out in front of you, the same way you would push a shopping cart. The next biggest mistake is turning wrong with a walker. The number 1 way that people fall when they're using a walker is during turning. And it's this common mistake of having their feet be outside of the walker when they're turning. When you walk with a walker, you want the walker to be in front of you. When you turn, you want to turn the walker first and then follow the walker in the turn. What you never want to do is have the walker be out in front of you with your feet out to the side of the walker. If you do that, it's very, very likely that you're going to get tangled up in the walker and fall. And actually, studies have shown that this is the number 1 way that people fall when using a walker, is turning incorrectly. The number 1 biggest mistake that people make when using a walker is using the wrong walker. There are many different types of walkers. There's 3-wheeled walkers, there's 4-wheeled walkers, there's ones with wheels in the front, and there's ones with no wheels at all. The question is, which one is right for you? A lot of people use the wrong walker. One of the things that I see that's really common, and maybe this describes you, is they stand up with the walker, they start walking, and the walker gets completely away from them. It keeps getting way out in front. And the person might be leaning forward and walking completely bent forward. What that tells me is they're using the wrong walker. A lot of people, they have fairly good balance and they just feel unstable. They might be able to use a shopping cart perfectly well, and the shopping cart's not going to get away from them because they're not putting all their weight on the walker. If that describes you, then it's perfectly fine to use a 4-wheeled walker. But if you find when you're using a 4-wheeled walker that it's getting out in front of you, it's getting away from you, switch to a 2-wheeled walker. A 2-wheeled walker allows you to put some pressure on the walker when you're walking, but the back feet act like brakes, so that if you're pushing a little bit of pressure, the brakes kind of keep the walker from getting away from you. But if you find that even that is getting out in front of you, then you need a walker without wheels, a regular 4-point walker. While that sounds logical and makes sense to a lot of people when I explain it that way, many people that use a walker find that it gets away from them. And it's basically because they're using the wrong walker. A lot of times it's one of these 4-wheeled walkers that are really available. And if you can walk with that and the walker stays at the correct distance in front of you all the time, then that's the perfect walker for you. But if you find that the walker is getting away from you whenever you're walking with it, then switch to either a 2-wheeled walker or a walker without wheels at all. I hope you found this video helpful. If you want to see more videos like this, please subscribe to my channel. And if you would like to work with a therapist or trainer that's trained in the techniques that you just saw, they can go to proprioceptiverehab.com to get training from me in exactly how to do this. I offer a course in proprioceptive rehabilitation for physical therapists and personal trainers.